Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, one half a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Hell yeah.
They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
Hey everybody, let's get into a full speed ahead, except for I can't. I can never do any one thing. Today I drove out to Bradbury. If you've never been to Bradbury, it's for a good reason, because it's a nice area and it's got a nice big fence around it to keep people like you out. Very nice place. Anyway, coming back from a nice place, can't help but, you know, where I keep my vehicle, there's a lot of homeless, and when I say homeless, I'm not talking about the guy that lost his job or whatever. It's just, you see guys that are just having a good time. And what particularly stood out this time was there was a guy, of course, all tatted up, bald head, and just in his probably late 20s, but they all look like they're going on 60. He had a girl with him, a younger girl, and you could tell she's kind of new to the game, and she thought it was cool. And I'm thinking, and it's funny because I was telling James, he was next to me, and he goes, "Oh yeah," he's like, I go, why would a girl do that at a young age? And he goes, "Oh yeah, they're in love." I go, "No, you try talking a girl that you're in love with into living on the streets. That'll work for about 45 minutes, and then she'll say, 'Oh, I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm hungry. I don't like this. I don't like that. There's bugs. And somebody sober will not do that for very long. Of course, after a while, you get into it because of drugs, obviously, and then that will distract you from what's really going on. But it's just sad as you're sitting there as somebody that has momentum. I'm working, earning a living, and then you see this, and it's just, God, I just wish you can shake them. Just take them and put them on an island, and it's all about momentum. Just momentum's going the wrong way, and like these. I'm looking to the left of me, there's a whole group of people. They're sitting in a circle, and they're kind of enabling each other. And I guarantee you, at the very beginning, they were not wanting to do that because they're thinking about the people and oh, somebody's staring at me. What if I see somebody I know? And now, they're just kind of talking to each other into they're okay with it. And I mean, somebody should do a study, if there's not already one, on the life expectancy of, people that are of the street, so to speak. I mean, it can't be more than 15 years. I mean, it's just, for one, your organs can only hold up so long. And by the way, this is a show about cleaning. Your organs can only hold up so long, but on a daily basis, gosh, man, I think your body starts to reject all this stuff, so you have to do more and more. And I think the reason it bothers me is because this typically would not happen if things could take its normal course. Typically, the residents complain to the mayor complains to the chief, and things get work out in a certain matter to where that doesn't grow. But you now have a thing to where people are they're artificially sorry, somebody's calling me on the phone. That people are artificially able to stay where they're at because for whatever reason there's so much energy behind, hey, who are you to tell another group what to do? You're bad. Like, no, that's how civilization gets better, is you take what works and what's good for everybody, you promote that, and what's bad for everybody, you make that harder. You try to make it to where people can't do that. And in most cases, friends or family help. If in some cases, I think if the city has to step in, but that's not really a city's job. A city's job is to make sure the fire department shows up there if there's a fire, the police if there's a robbery, but the parents, it's their job to raise the kids. And if the parents don't raise the kids, and now they're part of the problem, you can't expect the city to do it. That's because if there was an easy answer, like, oh, just live in harmony with the earth and the city, and you could be homeless, do whatever you want. Well, then there's no negative. If there's no negative aspect to anything, then let anything happen. But because it's the reason why we say don't do drugs and don't do this, because it does have ill consequences. So when we're dealing with the consequences, don't get upset, because that has to happen. Otherwise, there's no deterrent. If you know that there's a cliff coming or a bad ending, and if we popularize the bad ending, and we keep on poking somebody with a stick, say, hey, don't get complacent, keep moving, the numbers, I think, will be fewer and farther between. I mean, what do they say, that the homeless population has grown to like 20% from last year? It's got to be greater than that. Just anecdotally, it looks like it's doubled, and I would say even more than that in certain areas. And that's the most inhumane thing you could do. So in any event, I was looking at an article. The scary thing about articles is it's not even the newspaper anymore. It's just whatever you're talking about, whatever you're thinking about, just pops up in an article, and it gets to the point where you got to wonder, what doesn't your phone and Google, what do they not know about? I mean, it's everything. I mean, I didn't want to think about the stuff that gets out there and gets in the wrong hands. And then they always say, oh, well, we're professionals, like TSA, we're professionals. Yeah, but you still got to hire some dude that's 24, trying to show off in front of his friends. He's going to have that information. And yeah, I know it's here to stay, but don't act like it's not going to be abused at all. So anyway, the article was about Windex. It started in, I think, the 20s, and I think it found its way to a company and went for sale, and in like 1933, and people have been using it ever since. And what a crazy product. That basically it's a bunch of alcohol, I think, and mix it with water, put it in a spray bottle, and you spray it on, wipe it off, and all of a sudden you're a successful company, a household name. And now Windex, you can't really use Windex because to me, there's so many cleaners in it, it fogs up. If you spray Windex like on the inside of your windshield, it's going to fog up. When the heat gets to it, with anything. And I always tell people, you're just better off just washing your rags without soap. Just getting everything clean, cleaner, and clean. And then if it's damp, when you're wiping, it'll evaporate. You just got to get that right amount of dampness, and it will clean the inside of your windshield without any cleaner residue, like your light fixtures, crystal, all that stuff. Just wipe it all down with a damp cloth and make your life easy. But people are like, oh, well, it leaves soap stains. Well, that's because you're washing it with soap. So keep the soap out. Keep the the fabric softener out, because then the rags won't absorb anything, and it will kind of eliminate your need for Windex. And there's a whole world around what kind of rags, microfiber rags, or do you want the TerraCloth towels, because they'll bite better, they'll grip, they'll clean. But the problem is they'll get snagged on something. So if you're cleaning like a chandelier or something, you will. Oh God, it'll drive you crazy. It'd be like playing tennis inside a Velcro room, with the tennis ball. Everything will stick to it and drive you nuts. So when the professionals, they'll use a water-fed pole, and how that got started is, if you ever see guys and they're wiggling around, looks like the world's biggest toothbrush, a dinosaur toothbrush, that's the water-fed poles we use. Scrub it, rinse it with deionized water, and voila, you have a clean window, so to speak. It's got a lot of pitfalls, and how that actually started was a guy in England was doing some skylights, so he was scrubbing them, and as per usual in England, it started to rain. So he scrubbed everything, and he was getting ready to squeegee a bunch of skylights, and it rained so much that he said, to hell with it, he'll come back tomorrow. So he scrubbed it, got it all lubed up and lathered up, came back the next day and was going to clean the skylights, and he said, wait a minute, everything's perfect. And he realized, hey, if I agitate this stuff, rinse it with purified water, it comes out clean. And because of that little the fact that he recognized that and put it into motion, it wasn't no big government program. It was just, hey, I found a safer, easier way to do this. And so now we use the deionized water and soft water to rinse everything. We scrub it and rinse it. But it does, some of the pitfalls are, it's, it could be $100 a tank to exchange it. And why am I hitting that bumper music? It could be $100 to exchange it every time. If you run out, you can actually damage the glass, and then you'll have to restore the glass. And that's just, you talk about time. You're trying to save time, and here you're wasting it. And the problem with employees is employees aren't going to monitor and check and do all the little things you have to do to be successful. So it does have its pitfalls, but then again, your alternatives are to throw your employees on ladders and to deal with that. So it's kind of like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You're going to do more with a water-fed pole, but you're going to have more expenses, and the time is just going to be spent in the preparation instead of just going with ladder. And in some jobs, you cannot use the water-fed pole. It just, if there's too much going on, if it's too dirty, you got to get up there and pay attention. But I think that may be where we're at ultimately, because I think England is banning, or if they didn't already, banned extension ladders. And America, man, we haven't found a law that we couldn't fall in love with in 2 seconds. So that may be everybody's future. Is everything just via extension pole, and good luck trying to run a company, using ladders, because I think the liability is going to get so high. And even if you're like, all right, cool, we're gonna be the only ones using ladders, even though we're technically not supposed to. Well, the first time somebody gets hurt, he's going to own your company and own the homeowner's house and everything else. So we're kind of all going down that road, and it's unfortunate, but it would be nice if we could choose our poison. But I guess the man's going to do it for us. So anyway, you have options. It hasn't really come to the residential genre yet. Water or water-fed pole type of cleaning. I'm sure it will eventually, but there's so many pitfalls. You still have to learn the techniques that I don't see that being done anytime soon. Because even though it's easy, mowing your lawn is easy, but people don't like to do it. They want somebody consistent that's going to go do it well, do it safe. You can say painting's easy. A lot of these things are easy, but what helps us to make our money is we do it fast. We do it all the time, and we make it up in volume. And then there's all the little pitfalls that we know how to deal with. So if you're a residential person, customer, and you're thinking about, should I do my own? Should I just have a professional do it? That way it's done. Because even if you want to save money, you're going to have to buy the equipment. If you want to save time, well, you're not going to do it faster. You're better off doing what you do for a living, taking that money and then paying